Before we commence the fourth book, I thought I could narrate a small incident, but with a big message to all who are trying to live a life of mother's conception. You would recall mother's observation that even those who renounce life in the world, their families, and go to forests, very soon they develop attachments to animals, to things around them, whatever. Now it is this inbuilt tendency to form attachments, knowing full well that attachments are injurious to spiritual health. This fact, trait of human nature, has been spotlighted in many of our scriptural stories, Puranas, and even in Devi Bhagavat, how that mineness, mine, mamatva, causes so much of delusion individually and collectively. Both Sri Aurobindo and Mother underline that it is easy enough to give up attachments to physical objects, but attachments to habits, attachments to our fixed ideas, preferences, prejudices, that attachment dies very hard, and they are more dangerous than obvious material attachments because they are hidden. And there is always some part of the mind and vital which gives very specious reasons why they are not exactly attachments, but they are principles, and we shall not sacrifice principles. Now this attachment to principles, it is another trap, because who has made those principles? They are man-made by ignorant minds, by limited minds. That is why at the end of 18 chapters, Lord Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya. Till then he goes on saying, observe this dharma, that dharma, your swadharma, find out, observe it, paradharmo bhayavaha, don't follow other dharmas. But when you have passed through all those stages, you have arrived at a mature stage. At the end of 18 chapters, he says, Sarva dharman parityajya. Give up all dharmas. Dharma means laws, so-called principles. And Sri Aurobindo makes an observation somewhere that the last attachment that we have to give up is attachment to liberation. That itself can be a chain to tie us. What is required is to surrender to the divine will. If the divine will wants us to continue in a particular state, well, that is what is to be done. Now, this attachment, there are many things in the world outside which educate us, give us knocks and shocks, and periodically wake us up to realize the necessity of giving up what they called moha, delusions of attachments. But in a protected collectivity like ours, where by her grace, mother's grace and a protective umbrella, we can easily delude ourselves without any perceptible shocks stinging us into awakening. And it has always been a joke at our cost among people who come and observe how those in Sri Aurobindo ashram are more attached to little things than householders outside who have a hard existence to eke out. They say they are attached to their books, their bicycles, their plants, well, their towels, gamchas, all kinds of things. And I have observed it is true. And that puts everybody on guard that it shall not happen to us. With this background, you will appreciate how much I was pleasantly surprised and elevated to hear recently that an old sadhak in the ashram, he was generally known for his, cantankerous nature, or whatever you may call it, not easily to be corrected. He has been here for decades. Well, he fell ill. Age, very old, not compared to ashram standards, not very old, but from outside standards, old. And he has no family, nobody to immediately take care of him, and every other person, even in the house, they have their own duties, they have their own work schedules. So, it was decided that he should be shifted to a place where he would be taken care of, where he won't have to bother about food, clothes, washing, all these, and attention would be paid. So he was talked to, and he readily agreed. He said yes. And when he was to go shift, he simply walked out of his room with just the clothes that he had on. Not he didn't take anything, not even a kerchief. Well, he went there, started getting better, and then the question came of the room that he had vacated, because there are, here a lot of applications come for rooms even before they are vacated. So when the question came, he readily took out his key and he said, have it. Then those people asked, but there are things there, your things. He said, no, they go to the ashram. This is the first time in the history of the ashram such a thing has happened. Usually things go to the ashram department after a person dies. But when one is living, nobody has said it, nobody has done it. Everything, his papers, his cup, one saucer, one tumbler, everything as it was. He didn't bother to go back, even to bring a thing from there. And everyone was amazed that at a moment of decision, test, he could stand it and be a real sadhak with no regrets, with no attachment, with no care. Well, he says he feels mother cares for him, mother does, and why he should bother about it. Easy to write about these things, to speak about these, but when it comes onto one's own turn, I was thrilled that there are such people amongst us. I don't have many personal relations with him. From a distance we have seen each other. But I thought it is something which we should learn from and keep in mind that it is a practicable idea. To use, as his mother says, use things that are given to you gratefully, neatly, usefully, but without attachment. Always when we read, accept what comes, live without regret, well, it has become a cliche. But that it is possible. We always tend to say it is possible for mother, for Sri Aurobindo, for liberated beings, liberated persons, but not for us. But it is possible. And how deep mother's influence, Sri Aurobindo's, that detachment force has entered into those who are open to them. What more demonstration do you need? So it has been quite for long in my mind, ever since I heard it about a fortnight ago, and I thought it is something that I should pass on. Now, to come to the theme of the evening, the birth and childhood of the flame. It is Savitri's birth and growth. Flame, because it is a flame that has been implanted on earth by the divine grace. A minute of these cycles of desire around a light she must not dare to touch, hastening towards a far-off unknown goal, earth followed the endless journey of the sun. Now the main sentence is this: earth followed the endless journey of the sun. Whatever the scientific truth, sun doesn't journey, you know that, but still it is a poetic imagery that the earth follows the sun. Wherever the sun goes, and the earth, there is a lot of adjectives, a minute to the cycles of desire. The earth is impelled on its journey, on its routes, by desire. Cycles of desire. One cycle, one desire fulfilled leads to another desire. A desire frustrated gives rise to more desires. So anyway, as Buddha has said it, desire is the motivation, motive force for this earthly journey. And this earth, propelled by the cycles of desire, she is called a Maenad. A Maenad is a Greek, in Greek mythology. She is a female devotee of Bacchus, the god of wine, known for her frenzied, uncontrolled movements. So earth is compared to a Maenad that is going about not in an orderly manner, but which shows a kind of a frenzied movement. And she is around a light she must not dare to touch. The light is the sun. She journeys around, but she won't dare to touch it. Earth is not ready to touch that light. Hastening towards a far-off, unknown goal. That there is a goal and that it is far off, that is understood. And the earth is impelled by something to turn round, go round and round, go following the journey of the sun, but without touching him, touching the sun, to the far off goal. That is, the earth is moving. Just as in the first canto of the first book, earth is whirling round in the deeps. Similarly here, the earth is going towards an unknown goal. And at that time, he describes, he takes up another imagery, a mind but half awake in the swing of the void, the vastitude. What is void? Void of life, void of mind. So the swing is the thing, which goes forward and backward. There a mind is there, but half awake. It has not yet come into its own. On the bosom of inconscience. Inconscience is the base, and based upon that is the mind half awake, swinging in the void, dreamed out life. How has this earth come to be and swinging? He describes dreamed out life. The mind dreams a state like the life, and life comes to be. On the bosom of inconscience dreamed out life, and bore this finite world of thought and deed across the immobile trance of the infinite. At that stage, everything looks as if the infinite is in trance. The inconscience itself is the infinite in a trance of the condition. And in that, this little world, finite world of thought and deed, is born by this half mind that is half awake. A vast immutable silence with her ran. Earth is running, and along with her, an unshakable silence, vast, goes along with the earth. Prisoner of speed upon a jeweled wheel. Earth is imaged to be traveling upon some wheels, and it is a jeweled wheel, a perfectly designed, intricately constructed wheel. It is going, speeding, and the earth is a prisoner of that speed. Now, this is another favorite concept of Sri Aurobindo. He says elsewhere that there is what is called a speed bug. So whoever gets into a vehicle, Well, he is overcome by a desire to speed. Is a motorcycle, a scooter, and in those days a car, which was not common. However carefully they must begin, somewhere midway they are overcome by that impulse to speed, and the person loses control over oneself. Now this speed bug bites everyone practically, and they lose control over themselves. He describes it in the evening conversations. And here the same idea is the prisoner of speed. The earth does not determine how fast she is going, but she is overcome and driven by the speed. Prisoner of speed upon a jeweled wheel, she communed with the mystic heart in space. All around is space, infinite space. And there is a mystic heart, the divine consciousness, the divine concentration of consciousness, which is the mystic heart of the world. So earth is in communion with that mystic heart. Amid the ambiguous stillness of the stars are still. But are they really still? From another angle you see they are moving. That is why he says ambiguous. Amid the ambiguous stillness of the stars, she moved towards some undisclosed event. The event is already ordained. The event has been fixed to happen, but it is not yet disclosed to the eye of the earth. She moved towards some undisclosed event, and her rhythm measured the long whirl of time. Time goes round and round, whirling, and the rhythm of the earth measures that long whirl in terms of hours and moments, days and seasons. So one measures the duration of the time in terms of the rhythms of the earth, rhythms of earth nature. And the rhythms of earth nature are the seasons. Summer, rains, autumn, winter, spring, like that. There are 5 or 6 seasons, and they measure the whirl of time. And now he describes further, in ceaseless motion round the purple rim. Purple rim is the sun. The sun, purple, red, rim, the border, this is the rim. So around the border of the sun, the earth is going about in ceaseless, continuous, uninterrupted motion. Day after day, sped by like colored spokes. Something speeds by like colored, the wheels, the spokes of a wheel. There are a number of spokes, and they are giving the effect of the colored spokes. Day after day, sped by like colored spokes, and through a glamour of shifting hues of air. In each season, air has a different hue. Now it is brown, now it is dark, now it is grey, now it is blue, so on. And through a glamour of shifting hues of air, the seasons drew in linked significant dance, the symbol pageant of the changing year. The seasons, that is the noun. The seasons are imaged as coming in a dance, a linked, each season linked with the other season. There is no abrupt gulf between them. Each season joins and fuses in the others. So each season linking itself with other seasons, and in a significant dance, they draw the symbol pageant, the show, moving show of the changing year. The fact that is drawn, symbolized, is the changing year. Year goes on changing from season to season. And this change has been picturesquely drawn by the seasons in linking and dancing together. And now first he describes the summer. Across the burning languor of the soil is warm, and there is a languor, a kind of immobility. I mean, that is to say, disinclination to move, that is languor. Across the burning languor of the soil, it is burning. Through that, paced summer. Summer walks with his pomp of violent noons. He shows off his strength, he shows off his power by violent noons. Aggressive, hot noons, and stamped his tyranny of torrid light. Burning hot light tyrannously stamps itself, and the blue seal of a great burnished sky. Above, below, his tyranny is stamped on earth, and there is a burning languor of the soil. Above is the blue, the sky is clear. It is a blue seal of a great burnished sky, burnished, repeatedly polished, so that it shines by itself. So above you see that blue, and it is like a seal fixed on the earth nature from above. So across the burning languor of the soil, paced summer with his pomp of violent noons, and stamped his tyranny of torrid light. Torrid is hot, and the blue seal of a great burnished sky. Can continue tomorrow, next time.